Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Huddle.
Where we reminisce about football because these are our predictions from last year. Well, this past season, but we made them last year, right?
We would have.
I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, 2024 summer, whatever.
Okay. Anyway,
Anyways, we're not going to go through. We'll just get to that later. This is today's playbook. We got the NFL news. We have our prediction gauntlet, which is a lot of fun. I was a champion of last year. We'll explain that
because he
later.
made the rules, so he
Because
automatically
Elijah
won.
doesn't know ball like that. I barely beat you too. I just pulled away at the end. That was it.
Yeah, I should have won because I had the Super Bowl right, which I didn't actually have it right, but still.
Jerk. We're probably gonna have a Bang Bang Niner gang. There's a lot going over there in San Francisco. Hopefully DJ can join us later. He's washing dishes right now. What a great husband.
What a great husband. Give him
Yeah.
a round of applause.
DJ, you get an award, Best Husband of the Year award.
Just like Debo Samuel, these
No!
will soon be washed.
Say that again.
He said just like Debo Samuel, the dishes will soon be washed. That's a W quote. That's the quote of the year. Beast mode quote of the year.
Drop that quote. That's the Beast mode quote of the year nicer than dipped. Maybe have time for the game. We'll see what happens. And then probably a steel curtain session. But we got a lot of NFL news. Here we go. Rams. What's happening in LA? They will extend Matthew Stafford after wanting to trade him. He wants to stay. They extend him. They also extend. Wow.
Alaric Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
I think he's their left tackle.
Yeah, I was going to say he's definitely a tackle for them. And then they are trading Jonah Jackson to the Bears for a 6th round pick. Basically, pray for Caleb Williams even more because Jonah Jackson is injury prone and not great. So,
it's true.
What's happening in San Francisco? We'll talk about this a little bit later too. But Deebo Samuel was traded to the Commanders for a 5th round pick. The Niners are open to trading Brandon Ayuk and Jordan Mason. And yeah, that's it. Elijah, pick up.
The salary cap hit a record high because they extended every year. I don't remember the total, but obviously
it was
pretty
like
high.
293, maybe 273,
something like that. Yeah. And then the Green Bay Packers, go Pack go. We re-signed Isaiah McDuffie, middle linebacker, to a 2-year, $8 million. And the best kicker in football besides Chris Boswell, Brandon McManus. We signed him to a 3-year, $15.3 million contract. I guess when you finally get your kicker, you gotta pay him. So.
You gotta keep him. Real quick to interrupt you, sure. Salary cap for 2025 is $279.2 million. I think it was close to like 18 more than what we had last year. We're somewhere in the 250s.
So. $18 more.
18 million. Did I say dollars?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay.
All right. Eagles, they released Darius Slay after a great time in Philadelphia. Yep. They also released James Bradbury, basically known for the
notorious holding call on an uncatchable ball that Juju Smith was never even going to attempt to dive at.
Yeah, and then they also extend Saquon Barkley to a 2-year, $41.2 million contract.
Record deal.
Yeah, record high for a running back. And they're also trying to make space to bring back Zach Bond. So we'll see how that goes.
And I don't remember the exact number, but I saw a post that said that Saquon Barkley, as the highest paid running back, is like he's like only the 18th highest paid receiver, or it's like the 11th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Which is kind of insane to me. But
that is insane.
We will talk about that later of how he just changed the running back market for a very long time. But keep going. Elijah, legend, coach, 31-year-old or 31-year Fox broadcaster, Jimmy Johnson, retires after 31 years at Fox.
What a
Pretty
legend.
incredible. Great
Yes.
guy. Great personality.
We knew him personally. We've actually talked to him a few times.
We're bull crapping right now. We absolutely never met this man in our lives. But yeah, enjoy retirement because we're best friends. Bengals, they tag T. Higgins for the second year in a row. They cut Mike Hilton, come back to the Steelers, and Alex Cappa, worst offensive lineman rated in the NFL this past year.
Wow. UNC pulled out of Hard Knocks, and no NFL team wants to do it after the whole Giants thing that happened with Saquon Barkley. But they are not going to do it. UNC is not going to do it this year with Bill Belichick, and I'm sure
they made
probably good for them.
I was like, "There's no way Belichick's going to like that." And obviously, it's not happening.
Yeah, and then the Jets are allowing Alan Lazard to seek a trade. What a legend he is. And they released Devontae Adams. What a legend he is.
Trading a third-round pick for the Raiders. I'm sure the Raiders will blow that pick anyways. So
yeah, it's true. Yeah.
The whole the Green Bay or the New York Packer team is gone now.
That's true. That's unfortunate, but
Lazard's still there. Lazard, whatever.
Yeah, but he's going to be gone probably.
Yep.
So. Okay, I want you to read this one because I love you trying to pronounce.
I'm sorry. I know the guy. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Cowboys and Osa Idigawusa Zua. I'm not even gonna. Yeah, they agree on a 4-year, $80 million deal. If you know ball, you know this guy can potentially deserve this contract. I think they overpaid a little bit. I don't understand why they're giving a guy who wasn't even an All-Pro a deal of this size, when they wouldn't even go out last year and sign Derrick Henry. But this guy's got some serious potential and was a big part of somewhat success on the defensive side of the Cowboys this year.
Yeah, if that's what you want to call it.
The Vikings, they will not tag Darnold. They're going to look to find other ways to keep him in Minnesota. I think both parties want to stay up there in the north, but I don't know. I'm not sure. Honestly, start McCarthy, bring Aaron Rodgers in too.
Yeah.
Fulfill the destiny. Saints, they released Jamal Williams. What a great run that guy had on the Lions.
Yes. And a little bit of the Packers.
Yeah, honestly. I heard he wants to sign with the Vikings or Bears too.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
Oh, and then this next one's for you. Ooh.
Yeah. This is the second part of our CPAC reactor in the news. The Seahawks, they cut Draymond Jones, Rayshon Jenkins, George Fant, and Roy Robertson Harris. The only one I'm kind of mad about is Rayshon Jenkins.
Even though he got your last name?
Yeah, that's obvious. Yeah. I mean, he wasn't even that great. I'm very happy George Fant is gone. And Roy Robertson Harris, he was bad. Jermont Jones, whatever. But Rayshon Jenkins, I mean, we told him he could find a trade, and then we cut him. I think this is good, though, because if we're cutting these guys, we are making room for maybe another Geno deal and trying to keep DK in Seattle, which is great because I am not letting him go to the Chargers or the Packers or the Patriots. Nobody. You don't want him. Be honest. You just want to see me in pain.
No, I actually do want him because I want an actual receiver.
And then, last but not least, J.J. Watt will not unretire after Burnley's keeper conceded a goal off of a corner kick in their latest match. I think they were playing Stoke City or something. I don't know.
All right.
I saw the video today. But no, he will not be returning. That is your NFL news of the week, and now it is time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Last week, we had our Huddle Awards. I think DJ was the only one that commented.
Probably.
I'm going to check real quick, and we'll give you a shout-out. Nope. You guys don't want awards. Okay.
Nobody wants an award.
But we're handing out awards tonight again. Just Elijah, though. And there's only one winner. And it is time for the prediction. Gauntlet is a review of who knows more ball, who had the better predictions of this past season.
Now keep in mind, Levi did make up the rules, so
This was before. This was before I even looked at what games I had right or wrong.
I'm just saying. If
You
Roger Goodell played in the NFL, I'm sure he would be winning all the time too.
Okay. Okay. Here are your roles. We will have it on the screen for you. 1 point to both of us for each game predicted right. We explained this last year. I'm going to explain it again.
Ugh, boring.
There are only 272 regular season games played in the NFL each year. But we did like each team's record blank out of 17. So for instance, say I predicted that the Bills would beat the Dolphins and I had the Bills with a win, that's a point. That same game, if I predicted the Dolphins to lose, that's another point. So we were putting it out of 544, we're just doubling that number instead of doing 272.
And just like where the Steelers will be playing, we're doubling. That's a good one. Thank you.
That was.
Right. You can stop clapping. Guys, you can stop clapping now. It's alright. You don't have to laugh anymore. I know it was really good, but you can stop now. Thank you.
Alright. Anyways, moving on. You get 3 points for predicting a record within 2 wins or 2 losses. So, for instance, the Steelers were 10-7 if you predicted them to go 12-5, or 8-9, you will get an additional 3 points. You get 7 points if you correctly predicted a record. So if you said the Steelers were going to go 10-7, you get 7 points. You get 30 points for predicting each game right and the right record for that team. I would highly doubt either of us had that.
Well, just wait.
We'll see. You get 2 points for correctly predicting where a team would finish in the division. Again, if you think that the Pittsburgh Steelers would have finished second in our division, you get 10 points. Or, I'm sorry, 2 points. You get 10 points for correctly predicting a division. Once again, if you said Baltimore first, Pittsburgh second, Cincinnati third, Browns in the fourth, taking home 10 points. You get 5 points to the person with the longest prediction streak. Doesn't matter win or lose. If you got those games predicted right, you get 5 points. Say you did it for 10 straight games, 5 points. Negative 5 points to the person with the longest incorrect prediction streak. Say you missed 10 straight games in a row, negative 5 points. 20 points to the person with the higher prediction percentage. 15 points for the most correctly predicted schedule. For instance, predicting 15 out of 17 of the Steelers games, and then negative 10 points for the least amount of correctly predicted schedule. That would be saying 4 out of 17 for the Steelers. Make sense?
No.
It doesn't at all. But here we go. Elijah, you can go ahead and start.
Start?
I'm going to ask you, out of the 544 games played, or do you want to start with division?
No, let's just do the games. Yeah.
All right. How many games did you predict out of the 544 quote unquote played?
I predicted the correct amount of 320.
Whoa.
Out of 542.
Really?
I think. I don't know. Let me. I'm pretty sure that's right. I'll recalculate, but
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you said you weren't doing good.
I didn't think I was. But you can go next. We don't have to wait for me.
Okay. I predicted 317.
Oh!
Wow. That is a shocker. I was very confident going into this.
I was not, so...
So that means your percentage was...
hold on. I'm still calculating the other stuff. Sorry.
Jeez.
I've just got so many points, you know?
Yeah. Okay.
You don't know because you had less than me. So.
Shut up. Wait. I think my math might
320. 320 for the boy.
320?
Who just became a man today.
Let me double check.
Okay, well,
For sure.
okay, while you're doing that, I'll calculate my, so what's it, what's the total amount, 544? 542?
Yeah, 544.
544.
Dang, you beat me by 3 games. And those are the stupid Steeler games that,
I'm just better.
Okay, so that means your prediction was...
DJ, go ahead and say I'm better. Oh, okay.
He's not.
What?
Can you just say I'm better than Levi? No, say I'm better than Levi. Alright.
Okay.
Alright, what's your...
So that means your percentage was...
58.8, so 59%.
Wow, mine was 58.27. For instance, last year, Elijah predicted 52.20. I predicted 52.94.
Wow, we really...
So, we are neck and neck.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Okay. I'm just surprised that because there was the commander. Well, I won't talk about that yet. But there was a low one in there.
Okay. So right. Elijah has 320 points.
Yes.
I have 317, and Elijah gets a boost here of what was it? 20 points. Wow. So you got 340.
340 for the boy.
2 you get 7 points for correct predicting a record, and 3 points within 2 wins or losses. How many did you get in total from that?
So in total I got 61 points, and I had 4 which were exactly right, which were the Dolphins, the Ravens, the Packers, and the Rams.
Wow.
So I'm not too bad, I don't think.
I finished with 59 points. I only had 2 with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New Orleans Saints predicted right on the money. Not terrible. Whatever. Still losing. Not happy. But
yeah, I'm okay with it.
It is what it is.
So
all right. 2 points for correctly predicting where a team would finish in the division. Elijah, your total was
26.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. That's not bad.
All right, let's hear yours.
I'm doing one final check.
Oh. We should never have a math episode ever again.
I finished, I know, 22 points. So you had...
No!
You had what? I was not...
26.
Oh, gosh. Get out of here, dude. You're definitely cheating.
I'm not cheating. I did all this math today.
All right. Yeah. All right. Did you have a correctly predicted division?
I did. I had one, which was the AFC North.
Really?
Yes.
Look at you. All right. There's 10 more points for you.
Wow.
All right. Here we go. What was your longest streak?
This is where it might go downhill for me. My longest streak was 12 games.
Mine was 13. I should have made it more points.
I was
there. Wait, no.
Okay. I had the Ravens. So
okay. Longest streak of incorrectness.
My longest streak was 9.
Mine was 9 as well with Arizona.
No! So cancel that.
So, yeah, we won't do one there.
I had the Commanders at... I only had 4 right altogether for the Commanders. 4 games right, so... Yeah,
well, if we're going to do that here, worst predicted record.
Oh, sorry.
Mine was 4 as well for Arizona.
Wow.
So, that goes nowhere. What about your best record?
My best was 12 games, and there were a whole bunch of them that were 12. So,
all right. Well, I had 2 with Giants and Philadelphia at 14.
Wow.
So,
that's impressive.
Not bad. From here.
So, how many points do you get for that?
That was 15.
Oh, for you? Okay, yeah.
Gotcha. So, here we go. Total up your...
Okay, just regular season right now?
Yeah, regular season. We'll get into playoffs in a second.
All right. I'm ready.
Elijah, your total was...
437.
Wow. 437. My total, 418. And I'm not going to lie, I think you might have me beat.
Well, there's still playoffs, so we'll see.
No. Just no.
All right, let's go to them.
Playoff rules, you get 5 points for correctly predicting the real seed of a playoff team. 10 points for correctly predicting a playoff game. Doesn't matter what round, as long as you predicted two teams matching up in the playoffs, you'll get 10 points. You add 5 points to that if you chose the winning team. 100 points if you predicted the Super Bowl, and add another 5,000 if you predicted the winner. Obviously, neither of those last two apply to us because I had the Niners over the Ravens, and you had what? The Texans
over the Niners.
Wow. So that's irrelevant. Elijah, I'm just going to say I only got one real seed of a playoff team. It was the Texans at 4. So that's 5. I finished with 422.
Okay.
423. And that's it.
Ended
I'm
up.
done.
Wow. You suck.
That's a W.
Because I had the Ravens and the Chiefs. So that's 10 points for me. And then I had the Eagles and Rams game in the divisional round. I did have that correct. So that's another 10. So in total, 457 for me. And that's my new favorite number, by the way.
So take away 20. What were you at?
I was at 437.
Yeah, if you take away 20. Man,
Yes.
I mean, no, that was a lot. You had 3 more than me there for the total. So Elijah wins.
I did.
457 to 423. I'm not going to lie. I thought I had this locked.
I thought you did too, because you made the rule, so I thought
I was really
I had no
confident
chance.
going into this, and I lost. Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Well, congratulations, Elijah. I won't be sad.
Thank you.
You won an award.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I like awards.
You still don't have more ball knowledge than me because you thought.
I mean, the stats here kind of say otherwise.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that was a great prediction gauntlet, but I think it's time. We've had him wait long enough, so let's get on over to.
You're allowed out of the cage now.
Let's go on to Bang Bang Niner Gang.
Yes, sir.
Welcome,
why don't you
DJ Crouse, back to the huddle.
Yeah, clap it up.
I'm not clapping.
It's good to be back.
All right.
And
So, Bang Bang Niner Gang. What on earth is happening in San Francisco the past season, the past 3 weeks, the past decade? Who really knows at this point? I got 2 questions for you guys. Did the Niners miss out on all Super Bowl hopes from the team that they've had the past 5 years? And should they go into a rebuild?
DJ, I'll let you answer first.
I mean, I guess we'll start with the last 5 years. They just really unfortunately ran into one of the best teams probably ever in the Super Bowl twice. And I think going forward, the NFC is still, like, there are some better. The NFC this year kind of proved itself to be a little deeper than we thought it was, but it's still not nearly as deep as the AFC. So as long as they make a couple moves, they still have a chance.
I feel like the AFC has better teams at the top, but the NFC is deeper. Like more
I think
teams.
it's just. I think it has to do with the quarterbacks that are in the AFC, rather than.
Absolutely. Lamar, Joe Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert.
Yeah, I would pick. I mean, I would pick if the Niners were healthy, I would pick their roster over the Chiefs roster. But the Chiefs have Patrick Mahomes, so that's the only thing that I would say makes them slightly better than the 49ers if they were healthy. But I think that they did miss their chances because they have so many people to pay.
Yep.
And they're not going to be able to bring them all back. They had a super team the past couple of years, but you're right. They did play one of the best Super Bowl teams and one of the best players in the NFL right now. So it did really suck for them. But I don't know. I don't think it would take too long. I think Shanahan does a pretty good job with his team, and they've got
You,
guys. They
you
got
don't
Fred
think they'll
Warner
move
and
off
stuff.
of him?
No, I don't think they could move on from him. He's such a great offensive mind. So, and they still got McCaffrey for a couple years. They got, well, they don't have Debo. I was gonna say Debo, but he's gone. So they got George Kittle, Brock Purdy, and then Fred Warner and Hufanga. So I feel like they got great
Fonz's probably
players.
leaving.
Yeah, maybe, but
DJ, what are your thoughts?
For
Like, is
just
it?
like
Yeah, like, did they miss that window? You think about, like, for Debo Samuel, at least, he lost 2 Super Bowls and lost 2 conference championships at his time in San Francisco. So, is it done? Like, Dre Greenlaw, probably on his way to free agency. Hufanga, on his way to free agency. Ayuk, coming off a disgusting injury. And then they paid him a lot of money, and now they're saying, hey, we could trade him. Jordan Mason's probably not coming back. They'll probably trade him. Christian McCaffrey coming off. He's injured a lot. Brock Purdy, you got to give him a deal sometime soon. Taron Armstead, right? That's his name?
no, Trent Williams.
Trent Williams, not Taron Armstead.
The two like only relevant.
Yeah.
Those are the only 2 relevant left tackles in football. So.
But Trent Williams, he's old, very old. So you look at the team, they have a decent roster, and then you look at their salary cap, and you're like, oh. And then you look at the injuries, it's like, oh. And then you look at all the players leaving, and you're basically hopeless at that point.
I mean, it's really all about how you phrase it if you want to say the window is closing, because yes, they did lose 2 Super Bowls and 2 conference championships, but do you know how many teams would kill to make it that far?
I would, as a Steelers
In
fan.
4 out of like 6 years?
Yeah.
All right, so you're a GM, you're a coach, you're an owner. I don't really care, right? Outside of being a Giant or a Cowboy or a Brown or a Jet, your main goal at the end of the season is not to have a conference championship appearance. It is to win the Super Bowl. And I know that's not always realistic for every single team, but it's not to, dilly-dally around and get beat by Mahomes twice, lose to the Rams in the conference championship. Who did they lose to the other time? Was
Packers?
it
No, they didn't lose the Packers. Sorry,
they beat the Packers.
They lost to the.
It was the Eagles.
Yeah, Eagles.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Eagles.
When they had no quarterbacks.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. The only thing I believe that is keeping the Niners relevant as of right now is the weakness of the NFC West.
Yeah.
I don't think the Rams... I mean, the Rams got really good players. They have a solid team, a great coach. I don't know what Matt Stafford's going to play like next year. Who knows? Cooper Kupp. Who knows what he's going to be like next year? The Cardinals, they're usually pretty mid. The Seahawks, unless they make some splash moves, I don't see them being like a huge threat. I don't see any of these 4 teams making it really past the wild card, maybe divisional round. So, is that the Niners' only hope? Scrap out some really good divisional games. Hopefully you sneak into a wild card round, maybe make a push for the playoffs. I just don't see it happening with Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings, your main targets, if Ayuk and Debo are now gone.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be interested to see what they do between now and the draft, and that'll really tell if they think that the window is closed or not, because they have 11 draft picks, and I could see them possibly using some of those late ones to try and bundle and move something up in like the 2nd or 3rd round. Because if you can get, like, there's so many running backs in this class. If you can get a solid running back to help split time with McCaffrey so he doesn't have to take the workload that he did last year, which made him get hurt, you're still going to have one of the best running games. outside of the Eagles and in the NFC.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Christian McCaffrey, I mean, he got hurt for 1 year. We're not like leaving him in 2024 and saying we're moving on. Like, I would argue he is number 2, number 3 RB in the league. I mean, everybody was saying he was number 1 last year, so. Yeah, I don't disagree with that at all. But the issue with the Niners is their lack of depth. Once their big guys, the big names got hurt.
They also have a lot of ways to deal with those needs. Like they have a decent. I don't think that they're super tight on the cap yet. I know they have to pay Purdy soon.
Yeah, I think they gotta pay, but no, they paid Bosa already. I mean they're getting rid of some of the guys like
$34 million in cap space.
Okay, that's not even bad.
After trading Debo, which is not bad at all.
Yeah,
but so I think that goes down drastically next year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how much they end up paying Purdy, they could try and like just go out and get a couple free agents, or even do some trades.
Yeah,
if they wanted we'll see to. For sure, though, too, is Purdy a top 10 quarterback or not? Like, if he can carry a beat up, okay roster to a playoff spot and maybe a division title next season, sure. Give him all the money he wants, but I don't know if he's done enough. I mean, he has, right? Like, he made a Super Bowl and a conference championship.
Yeah. I think I agree with kind of what DJ's saying is they got 11 draft picks, and realistically, if you look at the players that the Niners have drafted that are still on their team right now, there's some pretty good guys there. So I feel like they could easily rebuild. I mean, they got Debo from the draft, Ayuk from the draft, Brock Purdy from the draft,
Fred Warner, draft, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So Fred Warner, Greenlaw, Bosa. So I really think you can really say that they can rebuild easily into this next year if they just stack up on the draft, which they've been great at drafting, and just make a couple of trades and a couple of free agent signings. So maybe their window isn't closed after all. I just think if they wanted it with that team that they originally had, it's obviously not going to happen anymore. They got rid of Debo, so
yeah.
Yeah, but if you want a sustained window, you're going to have to change something. Like
for sure,
the Chiefs have changed a lot about what they are, but they're still making it really far every year.
You know who isn't changing is the Pittsburgh Steelers. So there's your example of what happens when you don't change.
Right, and that's the thing too. Their GM, John Lynch, he's not an idiot.
No,
he obviously knows how to run a team and run it well.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if he makes some bold moves. I mean, think about what they did a few years ago, right? What was it? They traded for McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. Later on that season, they traded for Chase Young, right? Or was it the next season?
I think that was the next season.
I think it was the next season that they traded for Chase Young. But, like, they brought him in. He knows how to run a team.
Yeah.
It wasn't even a terrible trade either. I'm not saying Chase Young was, like, lights out for him, but he played with Bosa in college. They knew how to work together. He made some plays.
Yeah, so really, I think the conclusion that we kind of made here is that there is definitely, with their GM and with their coaching and with the players they still have left, they definitely have a chance to be back in the Super Bowl again next year. But I won't be putting them in my predictions this year because it didn't work out.
I don't think the 49ers will be in my predictions either.
All right. So I say that's a good way to end our Bang Bang Niner Gang. The last one of the season, by the way. This is our last
episode of the season.
So thank you, DJ, for coming up with the name and the idea.
That means we can't not finish off our season without a steel curtain session. DJ, you sticking around?
Yeah, I got like 5 more minutes.
All right, we can make that happen.
Before it's bedtime. Here we go.
Steelers.
Here we go.
Who wants it?
Pittsburgh's not going back to the playoffs and doing anything meaningful unless they make a lot of changes.
Okay.
All right.
I got only one thing. Two
Okay.
things. I want a yes or no. Darius Slay,
Okay.
would you take him?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. That was not a yes or no answer, DJ, but I'll take sure. Okay.
He can't be worse than what we already have.
Right.
True. I mean, we love our veteran defensive backs that get absolutely cooked.
Yeah.
Always. Okay, and then literally one other question. We can make it quick. Give me one position you want the Steelers to address in free agency, not the draft. You want them. You can go into the draft knowing that we took care of business in yada yada position before relying on a rookie that's filling that role.
That's kind of hard for me, because I would say we can get guys like, for instance, I was gonna say a cornerback, but I would still, even if we got a nice one in free agency, I still want to draft one anyway. Although now, I'll say cornerback. If we get like Darius Slay, or I don't even know what cornerbacks are in free agency this year.
Carlton Davis, Chardavius Ward, DJ Reed, Jonathan Jones, Byron Murphy, Jeff Okuda, Kendall Fuller.
Yeah, so if we get any of those, guys in there, I think Darius Slay is still a good player. Actually, you can hit on me if you want, especially that one Eagles fan that hated on us for whatever we said about AJ Brown with the book. But anyway, I think he's a good cornerback. So if we were to get him, I wouldn't really care if we missed out on a cornerback in the draft. So yeah, I'll say that. But other ones I would say is defensive tackle. But again, I don't really know who's in free agency that's a defensive tackle.
Sheldon Rankings, BJ Hill, DJ Jones, Roy Robertson.
So really, those don't really sound any that interesting to me. So I'll
Sebastian Joseph Day. Yeah.
I'll stick with cornerback.
Yeah. DJ, what about you?
I'm gonna say QB because I do not like any of the guys in this draft class enough unless we are purposely saying you're going to sit for 2 years.
Okay. So I'll do what Elijah did to me a couple weeks ago. I want a yes or no. Sam Darnold, yes or no?
No.
Wow.
Zach Wilson.
No.
Trey Lance.
He's still in the league?
I still believe he can be the best quarterback in that draft class.
No.
Okay.
How about this one?
Brissett.
Oh.
As QB2, yes. Not as the starter.
Taylor Heineke.
No.
Drew
What about
Lock?
Justin Fields?
Yeah, what about Justin Fields?
Yes.
Okay. Mac Jones.
No.
Carson Wentz.
No.
Jared Stidham.
All right, you're just getting to like worse and
That's
worse.
what I'm saying. It falls off. So what would you rather have, Zach Wilson or a rookie that you can develop?
I would rather have Justin Fields.
Which, at this point, we're leaning towards Justin Fields, which I'm honestly not even mad about.
Yeah, Justin Fields, and like, if Will Howard is there in round 4, take him.
Thank you.
That's what I'm saying. That's our theory.
Awful combine.
Not great. But
all right.
I still believe.
I would say for me, I want that inside linebacker position solidified. Okay. I really do. I think Atlanta Roberts and Cole Holcomb need to go.
Landon Roberts, really?
I don't like it at all. I don't like it at all. And I know this next player can fluctuate between inside and outside linebacker, but I would rather have Willie Gay Jr. than a Landon Roberts. And I really like a Landon Roberts. I just think we need something else depth-wise.
Okay.
Even Anthony Walker Jr. Get somebody like him in there. If we keep a Landon Roberts, cool. If we keep Holcomb, cool. I like both of them. I really do. I just think we need something different. Because obviously, I feel like that position in name value doesn't seem weak, but it's pretty weak. Patrick Queen didn't live up to what we thought he was going to be, at least for this year. And Peyton Wilson exceeded our expectations, I think. But I don't know if he's number one linebacker or at least linebacker number 2 on our team for every single drive. And then, of course, cornerback. I want more depth than I necessarily need in the starting position. Go get a guy like Avonte Maddox that played at Pitt. He's okay. Go get a guy like, I don't know, Russell Douglas. I understand he's maybe injury prone, but if you can go
where's he from? Where'd he go to college?
yeah, okay. I mean, there's Asante Samuel Jr. that you can go get. Isaiah Oliver that you can go. Like, I'm just asking for depth at this point.
Jair Alexander, make a trade?
Yeah, I would make a trade for Jair in a heartbeat. I really would.
Yeah.
If you can relieve the pressure off of JPJ a little bit, and then you can bring in, obviously, I think you keep Dante Jackson, maybe sign him on a 2-year deal. I do. I'd keep him around. I like him.
All right.
And then I'm not sold on Beanie in the slot.
No, don't say that.
I know that's going to hurt your feelings. I'm not sold on him. And I'm not sold on Corey Trice either. I know we haven't seen anything out of Xavier Watts yet.
You probably won't.
But, yeah. And once again, who knows, man? Will Johnson can follow us at 22.
Yeah, and I mean, there's good corners like
throughout
Denzel
the whole draft. We can go get Kobe Bryant if we wanted to.
Yes.
But I want that defense to be a solidified veteran presence. They know what they're doing. So if we have, which we do, if we have a younger and inexperienced offense, that defense with a veteran presence will take some of that load off, will take some of that heat off. And I do believe, for as long as we have had Tomlin, and for as long as we have Tomlin outside of that one defense in like 2017 with Sean Davis and Artie Burns. Oh, my God. Oh. For as long as we have Tomlin, I'm sure that we will have a good defense. So,
yeah,
that's my main priority in free agency. Draft, go ahead. Go offense all you want. But for free agency, I'm looking to solidify that defense with some depth.
All right. Well, I think that's a good way to end our episode. I feel like that was more than 5 minutes, but
a lot longer. DJ, thank you for joining us. I know you're muted, so have a great night, bud. Thanks for popping out.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, no problem.
Thanks for being on the season.
Yeah, it's been fun. And then once again, of course, congratulations to Elijah. 457 points for him scored tonight. I finished with 423. I'm salty about that.
There will be definitely better be a graphic up there.
Definitely will not be a graphic up there. I'm sure I'll be forced to make one. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor with you. Season 4, I think this is episode 29.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. 28, 29, 27, something. Who knows? We'll figure it out. But next week, free agency, draft. We're getting into it over the next few weeks. Maybe look at some combine stuff. I'm really excited for the offseason, though. And once again, you're doing it here on the Huddle. I'm Levi Jenkins alongside here with Elijah Coer. And we will see you next week for a new season, Season 5.
Peace.